Well, I don't know. It's a very tough topic. We're going to deal with some very sensitive issues. I feel we have to approach this. We'll begin with Facebook. My wife and I have been noticing that some couples have been advertising a little coochie coochie coo love for one another. They're showing photographs of them dipping strawberries into chocolate and giving it to each other, and the husband giving the wife a chocolate swan, and all this gushing, salivating Hallmark card love being posted on Facebook, and the wife or the husband talking about how stunning, how amazing my wife or husband is. And my wife and I have been talking about this, and it seems like overkill, man. Why are you trying so hard on social media to tell the world how great of a person your spouse is? It seems like you're trying to persuade yourself how great your spouse is, and it just appears to me that you're creating this mythology, this ideal of this person, and if you need to idealize your spouse like that and have this little halo and this soft light and the chocolate swan and chocolate strawberries, it seems childish. It seems like a narcissistic dream, and that's really what I want to talk about today. My wife loves me not because she has this idealized mythological version of me. To the contrary, she loves me in spite of a lot of flaws that I have. I have a lot of flaws. I mean, I can be selfish, self-centered, caustic, cynical. I can be a little narcissistic. I can be, all those things. I can be paranoid and insecure and needy. I probably have enough emotional damage that was a Freudian slip. I meant to say emotional baggage to drown a herd of elephants. And my wife loves me in spite of all that. And probably I have a sense of humor, which may help. But, as I talk about this, I'm reminded of a movie called The Matrix. And in the movie, you're invited to ask yourself, what kind of pill am I going to take? Because in The Matrix, you're asked to take one of two pills. There is the blue pill. This is the pill of ignorance. This is the pill of the obedient, mindless little child who believes everything that's told to him, who believes in Santa Claus. And then there's the red pill, where you wake up to the brutal reality of life, but in seeing life for what it really is, you can take up your responsibilities and behave appropriately to what life really has. And it just seems to me that it's really difficult to get people to sign up for the red pill. It appears that no matter what powers of persuasion you use, appealing to someone's logic, appealing to their reason, appealing to their emotion. If a person is entrenched in living in the blue pill, the pill of mythology, it's really difficult to change that. I'm reminded of how much people prefer myth over truth. When I was a senior in high school, this guy, let's give him a name. Let's call him Doug. Doug went up to me while I was talking to Sandy, this girl named Sandy that I had a crush on, and he took out his hairbrush out of his back pocket. He had this long blonde hair, and he took his hairbrush and he slammed my hand with it. It hurt like hell, and he thought it was funny. And I just looked at him and said, "You need to get back. You need to get back, man. What the hell is that?" And that was it. He walked away. He could tell I was angry. He didn't want to get involved in the situation. He was just an annoying dude for doing that. So that was it. So I thought. So my brother plays basketball at the community center right next to it. And he told me he kept hearing versions of the incident that were completely exaggerated and untrue. In one version, after Doug hit my hand with a hairbrush, I pulled my shirt off, and it was just this shredded rag in my hand, and my ripped torso and pecs were shining with body oil, and I had a gold medallion on. I said, "Get back." And he fell to his knees and he asked for forgiveness. That's a beautiful story. Then my brother said the next year he was playing at the community center, playing basketball, and the story had changed. It had mutated. Not only did I tear my shirt off, I did a flying karate kick, and I knocked him out, and the police showed up, and an ambulance came, and the scandal was so big, I wasn't allowed to go to grad night, fly to Disneyland and all this stuff. And my brother would tell them, that's not what my brother did, man. You guys are crazy. He just told the guy to get back. So the next year, my brother was playing basketball at the community center. And the story had changed. I believe in the news story, I gave Doug a headbutt. He went through the wall in the corridor. He went through the wall and went into the chemistry class, hit a bunch of beakers, all these chemicals mixed, and there was an explosion. And unbelievable. So, why are these people believing these outlandish stories and not the truth? Because it's just... The mythology has its appeal for people. It's entertaining. It's salacious. It is what it is, man. And I was thinking about this in regards to something that's been in the news lately. The Confederate flag has been taken down in South Carolina, and NPR was interviewing white people who disagreed with the taking down of the Confederate flag, and I was disheartened to hear what I heard from these white people. They said that the Confederate flag represented their legacy, their ancestors, and the courage and the honor of their ancestors. And I'm thinking, that's a very selective memory. I mean, I understand how you can love your family and your ancestors and everything, but is your love based on the whole truth, or is it based on a mythology? Because my God, man, the Confederate flag is about it's about racism, white supremacy, slavery, Jim Crow. These are heinous, morally bankrupt things. You can't just like compartmentalize and take all that horrible stuff and put it over here and say my great honorable family's over here. That's a mythology, man, and that's not love. I don't see people who worship their family and on one hand and deny the atrocities of slavery and Jim Crow on the other as love. I look at that as narcissism. You need to grow up. You need to take the red pill and see the world for what it really is. Am I optimistic? Do I think those people that I heard on NPR are going to change and take the red pill? Or no, I'm not. I mean, one guy said he's going to join the KKK because he was so offended that they were taking down the flag. I don't know how you appeal to people to make them change. If you look in the Middle East, where there's been conflict forever, and I don't think it's ever going to end, you have one tribe who has their holy book, and they believe their holy book entitles them to this piece of land. And then you have another tribe, they have a different holy book, and they believe that they're entitled to the land, and they're just killing each other, they hate each other, they demonize each other, and I don't know how you change that. One thing I do know, that's not love. Idealizing something and denying the truth and being selective in your memory is not the truth, and it's not maturity, and it's not the red pill, it's narcissism. And all I ask is that people differentiate between the two. Clearly, this isn't the last word on this. We'll hear more about this news story. Fascinating topic to me. Until next time, I'm out.